Time to thread and bobbin wind with the Riccar 104B Duchess 330. What does the front edge say here? Grand Duchess 330 104B, model RZ 104B. To wind a bobbin, there is a convenient bobbin winding post here. There's also the first thread guide, and the thread goes around under the button there, and then there's a clutch nut on the end, and the winder pops down, and then it snaps up when the bobbin is full. Threading the 104B for sewing, use the first thread guide here, and then we go outside the tensioner, wrap back around behind the check spring on the tensioner, under this finger, through the take-up arm, and then there's a thread guide here, one inside the door, one on the needle bar clamp, and then the machine threads from the outside in, which is left to right, which there. Threads from the outside in. There. Bobbin case, it's a class 15, and it will be a side load, so we want our thread to unspool clockwise to come through the hook there. And then we just have to there we go. Should pick right up. There we go. The Riccar Grand Duchess 330 has a lot of features, and I did find a manual for it online, so I was able to double check this, but it's got a cam on the back that has two sets of stitches to select from. M is, I don't know why it's M, but that's straight stitch and zigzag. So when it's on M, it's a side load with a standard width control here and a length control here and a big reverse button. And then to select the cams, you shift the width knob all the way to F, and then this dial can turn and select any of the patterns, and the cam is double-sided on the back, so you have to make sure that you select so that you have the cam on for the side you want. So if you wanted this silver pattern, you have to make sure the silver cam side is facing the right way on the back of the machine. Once you've selected a pattern, turn the knob in to the red mark at like 1.5. 0 is always a straight stitch. 1.5 is the standard design that it makes, and then if you want to, 5 will always be a full zigzag, regardless of the pattern you selected. So you can get a little pattern variation on that. And then it also has a built-in buttonhole feature, which that 1.5 mark allows you to do the right and left hand side of the buttonhole. So at 1.5 and your stitch length set in the red, which also gets the best patterns from your pattern cam, this F setting is normal sewing and also the forward side of your buttonhole. And when you click this knob to S, it does the top or bottom of the buttonhole, and then flipping it to R shifts the needle over to do the reverse alternate side of the buttonhole, and then shift it back, F for normal sewing. The feed control, this button lifts it up. There's a little dial for N, S, and E. S is half dropped for silk and other fine fabrics. E is embroidery, where the feet are completely dropped. It's got, I had to repair this pressure adjuster here, but that's functioning nicely now. And I'm going to turn this around to show you the cam. Alright, on the back side of the machine, there's this cam door, and there's a nut that holds this cam in place. This cam has a gold dot and a silver dot that corresponds to the dial on the front. When you can see the silver dot, then the dial will make the silver designs, and when you can see the gold dot, the dial will make the gold designs. It's got a ring of 5 spaces. The center is the regular zigzag, so this machine does zigzag without the cam in place. And then when you set it to shift, it moves that finger up and down the cam. I don't know if they made other cams for this machine or not. If you were creative with a 3D printer, I bet you could make cams for it to make other decorative stitches. It only does forward stitching though, so it wouldn't be able to do zigzag stitches. Or I mean, stretch stitches.